Hello, dear student. In this video, we will discuss the structure of the speaking section of the IELTS exam. All in all, the speaking section lasts from 11 to 14 minutes, and it is a face-to-face meeting with the examiner. The speaking section consists of 3 parts. Part 1 involves general questions about you, such as, where are you from? Do you work or study? What is your favorite subject? Film, book, day of the week? Do you like holidays? And so on. Remember that there are a lot of yes-no questions, but you must not give a short answer, such as, yes, I do, no, I don't. You should provide extended, detailed answers. If you speak too much, the examiner will interrupt you and move on to the next question or next part of the exam. Don't be upset if that happens. It might mean that he or she is satisfied and needs to hurry up because of the time limit. You'll not have a lower score for that, but you will have a lower score if you don't manage to answer the question in full by the time the examiner interrupts you. Make sure you keep to the topic. Part 1 lasts 4 or 5 minutes. In Part 2, you will take a card where you will see a topic and a few questions. You can prepare for 1 minute and even make notes to plan your speech, after which you need to answer during 1 or 2 minutes and cover all the questions. You cannot change the card or ask the examiner to explain particular words to you. So if you don't understand a certain word in the card, just do your best to guess the meaning from context and give a decent answer. On the screen now, you can see an example card with questions from Part 2 of the speaking section of the IELTS exam. More examples with sample answers you can find later on in this course. Please remember that it is a monologue, not a dialogue. The thing that you should bear in mind is that your speech shouldn't sound like question, answer, question, answer. The prompts in the card are provided for you to use them as the basis, the foundation of your answer. Part 2 lasts 3 minutes. On to Part 3. Part 3 usually requires you to express your opinion on serious topics like education, healthcare, politics, technology, etc. Very often you have to compare what was 10, 20 or 50 years ago and now. For example, how has school education changed since you finished school? Or how has people's attitude to technology changed since you were a child? Alternatively, you'll have to make predictions about the future. For instance, what changes do you suppose will happen to medicine in 20 years' time? Also, there are questions that require you to talk about advantages and disadvantages of particular things. For example, what are the pros and cons of public transport? Remember that these questions are longer than Part 1 questions, so you need to listen carefully in order to fully understand them. Part 1 and 3 questions are not written anywhere. You can't read or reread them. Only Part 2 questions are written in a card. Part 3 lasts approximately 5 minutes. This is the end of the video introduction to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. We have clarified what it consists of. In the next video, we will discuss the assessment criteria. Thank you for your attention.